motherfuckers that just didn't want to see it happen, man. You know, I don't know.
Bullets have no names nor ages attached to them. This is a Cwalk memorial remembering the 15 and the 18-year-old who were murdered here.
I used to always tell them, stop hanging out here. This was gonna happen one day. I went to jail, came back, and this is what I came to.
Gangs deal with a lot of death, so it's very real. It's not like you doing a car clubs dance. You're doing a group of men that murdered together.
I used to be out here hanging with them. Could have got shot plenty of times with them. Everybody needs to stop this gang banging. I just wish they could have died a better way when they grade old.
You didn't have no big homeboys that was real with this shit right here, or you wasn't with this shit right here and everything, you definitely need to check your feet, because there's somebody out there waiting to motherfucking hang your hat. Definitely, somebody will hang your cap.
It's no secret that we live in a society that embraces violence as a form of entertainment. The gang lifestyle has been imitated in many forms, by way of music, movies, language, style of clothing, and now dance. From the streets of Los Angeles to boroughs of New York City, across seas to Asia, Europe, and even New Zealand, you can find people emulating the Cwalk. Is it a gang ritual, or is it something that we should view as just another creative form of dance? Some people say the Cwalk provides a positive way for our youth to get together and compete without introducing any violence. The clown troop leaders say they teach their kids discipline and how to work together as a team. So when we see a teenager Cwalking, are we to think he's dancing, or is he really trying to show us his gang affiliation? Because in some instances, the Cwalk can be regarded with the same territorial threat as throwing up gang signs. The consequence of most gang activity is violence, and its ultimate form is death. As you can see, there are many different point of views on this matter. Just like in most controversies, the lines between right and wrong can be blurred, depending on whose opinion you accept. Some people say it's not that serious, it's just a dance. Laker girls is even Cwalking. But where I'm from, any small gang mistake turns serious. I brought you the history. You decide. CJ Mack from Underdog Records and Films. Thank you for watching Cwalk, Volume 1.
I was inspired by this individual, CJ Mack. I never met the cat before. I was turned on to him one afternoon. I saw what he was doing. I saw how he had video equipment and cameras and a record company in the middle of the hood, had his people with him, his family, trying to do something positive. And I was really struck by the potential of this vision to show people that, you know, through all of the death and destruction and pain and suffering of a particular community or a particular culture, out of this was born an art form that has taken on a life of its own and started somewhere in California, now is practiced all over the world.
I've watched Cwalk grow from nothing to something. I've watched gang members in parks when I was a kid doing a Cwalk. I know the Cwalk as the Cwalk, and I've watched gang members do this dance, and I remember a time when gang members were the only ones allowed to do the dance. And then I've gone to Laker games, and I saw the Laker girls doing the Cwalk. I see different entertainers doing the Cwalk, and I say, hey, you know, a lot of people are doing this, and I'm quite sure they don't know the history of this. You know, not that I think it's bad or good, or this person should do it, and a non-affiliated person shouldn't do the Cwalk, and only gang members should do the Cwalk. Not to say that I feel that way, but I just believe that everyone should know the history of Cwalking and where it came from. Like I say, I remember when, if you wasn't gang banging, you were not going to do that dance. and you were looked at as a bad person if you did that dance. And when I looked up and saw it so mainstream, I was just compelled to do it. I had to do it. I had to put the history out there and let everyone know, hey, this is where this comes from. And also, I looked at Cwalk as a way, this thing being so worldwide and so worldly, I looked at Cwalk as a way to get my point across to the masses. Sort of like a Scared Straight from another standpoint. And Scared Straight, you know, you have a bunch of guys that were in the penitentiary. You brought some kids in, you had the guys scare them and do all this and that to the kids, and had the kids crying and all that. And hopefully you changed some of those kids' lives. As a matter of fact, I saw a 20-year follow-up on that, and some of them did change. A few didn't, some did. So that was a good thing, and it was an honest attempt at making change. I believe now that you have to entertain these kids in order to teach them, because they're not scared no more. You know, I see 12, 13, 14-year-olds with guns, smoking sherm, smoking weed, you know, and killing. You know, when I grew up, the gang thing was more so you were judged on your fighting ability, your squabble. You know, now these kids don't say like, oh, he can't fight, oh, he don't have no squabble, he can't do this here. Now these kids say, he ain't no killer. And that's disturbing to me, for that term to be used just so loosely. Oh, he ain't no killer. That's how these kids judge one another. That's how the gang members, these young gang members, that's how they judge each other's manhood now, on who's a killer and who's not. And the media walked away from the gang slayings that take place in Los Angeles because it happened so rapidly and it was so frequent that it was no longer news. But just because it's no longer news doesn't mean that mothers have stopped crying. You know, sisters have stopped crying. Daughters and sons are still becoming fatherless around here at a rapid pace. So, you know, the Cwalk is a way for me to entertain the youth and let them see the crip walking and everything, and also show them that murders are taking place out here. It's a way for me to entertain them. Let the parents say, oh yeah, my kid, he's doing the crip walk, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But now I get to slip the knowledge in here to you parents too, to let you see, let you further investigate what your kid is doing. If you see your kid crip walking, now you can look at it and say, you know, you can ask your kid, are you clown walking? Are you with the clown troops? Is you doing this for fun? Or are you gang banging? You know, now you can check your kid on that and not just think he's just doing another dance like, you know, the electric slide or something. You can sit down and have dialogue with your child and find out what's going on, you know, with him. You know, and that's something I think that all parents should do, because it's so easy for your kid to drift and end up being a part of something that may ruin his life, or, you know, your life and everybody else's, because a lot of times when kids doing the streets, they bring it home, you know, and bullets don't have no names or ages attached to them. So that's my purpose of doing Cwalk. Like I said, the entertainment part is clever, but I want to get the history across, and I also want to get a message across. A lot of people don't want to hear about the murders and the gang killings and slayings and shootings that's going on out here. But it's true. And I'm going to entertain you, but I'm also going to show you the real.
This is a bullet wound. At the age of 15, I was shot. And some young black and brown men tried to take my life. And this was in New York City, January 18th, 1983. Here we are in May 2002 in Los Angeles. And already since January of 2002 to May, over 173 people have been shot in this city alone. And the question always has been is, why do we do this? And you know, what I believe is because of a lack of love and a lack of understanding who we are, a lack of self-love.
Some kids gang bang to belong to something. Some of these kids don't have mothers, don't have fathers. Some of these kids, some of these kids got to walk past their mama on the corner begging for $2 and $3 to go buy a hit of crack or a shot of heroin. And this kid has to walk past his